how a body surfer was saved by his watch after being swept out to sea at Byron Bay. Keep the music playing, the lifeline that's just been thrown to our festivals. And Easter Sunday at the Easter Show, where the competitive rabbit hopping is back on the program.
Tour differently with Trafalgar because it's the little things that make a big difference. Save up to 15% off September tours. Plus, book with Hello World Travel and save a bonus $150 per person. Hello World Travel, your local Trafalgar experts.
Anaconda's Easter Payless sale is on now. Gear up for the great outdoors with unmissable deals, like up to 30% off clothing by these top brands. Pay less so you can play more during Anaconda's Easter Payless sale. Anaconda!
Does your weekend look like this? Short Stay Ultimate Getaway on Royal Caribbean.
You'd never do this blindfolded. Yet not checking before you dig online first is like digging blind. Avoid high voltage electricity cables and high pressure gas mains every time. Search before you dig online every time.
Perfect Italiano is perfect for that. And Perfect Italiano is perfect for that. Not so good for that. But for a delicious meal every time, Perfect Italiano is perfect for that.
You know what's better than a Big Four bank?
A bank that's bigger for me. Bigger for making my money work harder.
And helping my business make it.
Bigger for helping us to buy a home.
Bigger for the community I care about.
My bank is bigger.
I've got something I want to tell you. You're gonna be a grandma.
Sometimes the moments that never happen matter the most. Meet the new Volvo EX90, designed to be the safest Volvo car ever made. Volvo.
For a limited time, Domain Homes is offering 10% off your new home. Plus, our free Energy Saver Pack helps you cut living costs from day one. Visit domainhomes.com.au today.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance ends Monday with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. Ends Monday at Nick Scali.
Don't let heel pain hold you back. Good Feet Art supports a clinically proven relief from plantar fasciitis and the pain in the balls of your feet. Head to goodfeet.com/au to find your nearest store, and don't let pain sideline you any longer.
A fresh step forwards for the United States and Iran tonight, with the two countries holding a second round of nuclear talks. Both sides say the negotiations are positive, with a third round of meetings to take place next week.
A quiet street in Rome, and behind those walls, inside the Omani embassy, talks which could reshape the world. It was a good meeting. The negotiations are moving forward, Iran's foreign minister says, after a second round of talks with Donald Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff. The US wants Iran to stop production of enriched uranium, which it believes is aimed at making a nuclear bomb. Tehran suggesting it's open to negotiation.
Everything goes forward, but at some point then somebody on the Western side, it's usually the Americans, somebody in the US administration says they have to just dismantle the whole thing.
And while Donald Trump is looking for a diplomatic solution, the US president won't rule out military force.
They can't have a nuclear weapon, and if they have a nuclear weapon, you'll all be very unhappy.
During his last administration, Trump pulled out of an agreement which put limits on Iran's nuclear activities. Since then, Tehran has rapidly advanced its nuclear program, producing a growing amount of enriched uranium, the main ingredient for a nuclear bomb. The third phase of these talks is set for next week in Oman, which will again act as the mediator. In the United States, Lauren Kempe, NBN News.
Tragedy has unfolded on the mid-north coast tonight with a child becoming trapped at Southwest Rocks. Reporter Marina Trakovic is there now for us. Marina, there was an urgent rescue mission, but the boy couldn't be saved.
That's right, Jane. Emergency services were called here to Main Beach at Southwest Rocks around 3:30 p.m. to reports a 9-year-old boy had been swimming when he became trapped between rocks. We've been told paramedics and family were able to communicate with the boy, who had initially suffered a leg injury and lacerations. But sadly, while the Westpac rescue helicopter touched down around 5 p.m, he couldn't be saved. Police remain on scene tonight, investigating just how this happened. It's certainly a tragedy, Jane, and one which will affect this tight-knit community in the days to come.
Indeed, Marina Trakovic reporting there from Southwest Rocks. When Byron Bay man Rick Shearman was swept out to sea last year, his smartwatch went from time teller to lifesaver. The dramatic rescue that ensued, now the focus of a tech giant's latest campaign.
Reuniting with his rescuers 9 months after near disaster. In July last year, Rick Shearman went for a body surf at Byron Bay, but things quickly took a turn.
Was out there for 15, 20 minutes, it just kept getting bigger and gnarlier.
Sucked out to sea, stranded more than a kilometre offshore.
Facing up to the fact I might be treading water for an hour or two.
Acting quick smart, he turned to his smartwatch, sending out an SOS.
Tried that emergency feature out of desperation and was pretty astounded when it actually made the call through, dialed through to 000.
It's as simple as pressing the side button and you get connected to emergency services.
Treading water for 20 minutes before being winched to safety.
I stayed on the line with 000 for, until the chopper came over the horizon and scooped me up.
He was obviously tired and exhausted and just gave him a helping hand to the beach.
Rick's story of survival, now the inspiration behind a new Apple Watch campaign.
I'm calling for my Apple Watch here.
Launching around the country last week.
To the clients, to Apple's credit, they were absolutely insistent on the story remaining true to my story.
That was body surfing, but I've been sucked right up to sea in Byron Bay.
A device that not only tells the time, but has features that saves lives.
Medical ID is something that we felt might be helpful to the first responders when they're coming to a situation where someone needs help.
Did save my life. Invaluable.
Apple isn't the only tech company keeping customers in tip-top condition. You can also check your heart health on a Garmin device with access to an ECG on your wrist, while the Samsung Galaxy Watch automatically monitors stress levels, taking users through breathing exercises when needed, all offering health and wellbeing bonuses at the touch of a button.
I wouldn't be here today without it.
McKenna Bailey, NBN News.
We can tonight reveal the 5 festivals saved by the state government's $2.25 million emergency funding. Bluesfest in Byron Bay, Lost Paradise on the Central Coast, Your and Ours in Wollongong, Listen Out and Field Day in Sydney, all benefiting. The fund was created in response to the cancellation of festivals, including Splendour in the Grass and Falls Festival. Aquaman star Jason Momoa has revealed his softer side visiting the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary to raise awareness for koala endangerment. The 45-year-old got up close and personal with the native animals, releasing a mother and baby into the hinterland after they received care at the sanctuary.
This is Lucy right here, and I had an amazing time learning about them and the critical conservation that they're doing here. Oh man, they're so cute. Little baby.
Momoa appealed for donations from the public for equipment to help continue koala conservation in Queensland. From bunnies you can pat to bunnies that jump, the Sydney Royal Easter Show has showcased the very best. Around 75,000 people flooded through the gates today, and Mike Dalton was there.
Easter Sunday at the Easter Show. Absolutely the appropriate aperture for the acquisition of eggage, sprinkled across Cathy Freeman Park.
We definitely take pride in creating those memories.
The hunt, the idea of fifth-generation show person Lauren Short, who was also igniting memories with the oldies and the old-fashioned slug gun shooting range called Headhunters Saloon, the first time such has appeared at the show in 3 decades.
Mum was running guns at the Moore Park when I was a young girl.
Running guns as in the exhibit rather than across borders. She was chockers on the summery streets and inside the exhibitor halls, which for many from the bush are like shop fronts at a big annual Westfield.
I don't even know you.
Yeah, you will soon. Apparently this couple needed extra room. Mate, it can fit 3.
Well, you can, that's right, yeah. Well, we got 2 dogs, so that fits in well.
Not going to sleep on his head?
You got that excited you end up buying the bed.
You sold the bed?
I think it had a lot to do with you sleeping on his head.
The hall's offering a unique show experience like Turkish ice cream, denser and chewier than your paddle pop, made with the special ingredient of orchid.
We use the seeds and the root of it in our milk.
Just good luck getting one in your mouth. Or for just 3 more days, the combination croissant hot cross bun. Now, is it a crabun or what are we calling it?
We call it a cookie.
A crookie?
Yes.
I took it to the experts, the CWA tea room boss.
Obviously, we want people to buy our scones, but that's not bad.
And being Easter Sunday, it was again apt that competitive rabbit hopping would be introduced to the show for the first time today.
We just do pretty much the same as what a horse would do.
And there's a lot of tapping on the bum too.
Yep, just a little bit of an encouragement.
The elite in rabbit jumping competing late into the afternoon. The winner, Stone Cold. On a day when bunnies rule, Stone Cold would rule them all. At Olympic Park, Mike Dalton, NBN News.
Oh, very cute. And isn't Mike just in his element?
Absolutely.
At the show. It's time for sport now, though, with Jack Howard, and it was a tough day out for the Newcastle Knights today.
Happy Easter, Jane. Yes, Adam O'Brien's headaches will only get worse after today. After the break, the Knights attack. Also ahead, back in business, the Premiers snapped their 5-game losing streak in style, and the Swans slide further down the AFL ladder.
Palm Lake Resort, Pelican Waters, an exclusive over-50s community with waterfront and course-front residences, elegantly curated homes and exclusive world-class facilities. This is your time.
Hey Pete, you know Hyundai Prius has started.
Prius?
It's like Earfus, but it's on now.
Prius.
Explore offers across a wide range of new and demonstrator Hyundai models, like the bold Kona, the remarkable i30 sedan, or the dynamic Tucson. Jump into
Prius
at your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Oh, hey Oz.
Are you here for me?
I sure am, Jess. Congrats! You're Oz Lotto's newest millionaire. Oz Lotto, play this Tuesday for your chance to win big.
At HCF, we're all about giving members value. Over the last 10 years, we've paid out more benefits for every dollar paid in premiums than the industry average.
Paid another benefit.
I love it. Plus, we've won CanStar's Outstanding Value Health Insurance Award 9 years running. Yep, we're all about members, not shareholders.
Why would you want shareholders when you can have pin holders?
Well, that's very useful. Thank you, Gary.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi.
Ooh.
Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
The Good Guys Easter doorbuster deals are on now. Get $400 off this Hisense QLED TV. This Fisher & Paykel dishwasher $7.49. This Shark stick vac $2.95. Plus this Chic fridge $9.99. Easter doorbuster deals only at The Good Guys.
Anaconda's Easter Payless sale is on now. Gear up for the great outdoors with unmissable deals, like up to 50% off all kayaks. Pay less so you can play more during Anaconda's Easter Payless sale. Anaconda!
The Plush Autumn Sale ends Monday with up to 50% off a huge selection of leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs.
They've seen it all before. Balboshev sorted it out. Thanks, Balboshev.
Get it sorted. Call Bale Boshev Lawyers.
Jesus is our only hope in these troublous times. A free Bible is yours by simply contacting jesus1.4u@bigpond.com.
The Knights have suffered their 4th loss in a row, going down to the Sharks in front of their loyal Hunter fan base this afternoon. Newcastle's lacklustre attack, one of several headaches for Adam O'Brien, who's been left with a rising injury toll.
The Knights armed and ready to defend their kingdom, but the Sharks failing to circle fast enough.
Here goes Mars. Yeah, he crashes over.
A knee injury is set to rule Reece Walsh out of State of Origin 1 after a forgettable night for he and the Broncos in New Zealand. It came as the Panthers did their best to silence those claiming they can't defend their title, putting 40 points on the Roosters.
The Prince of Penrith is smiling again after his Panthers snapped a 5-match losing streak.
The Premiers are back, Dan. They are back.
They remembered what it's like to actually win, so it's good.
Ivan Cleary with a twinkle in his eye after watching Penrith's 40-12 triumph over the Roosters from the sideline.
I just wanted to feel it and hear it tonight.
The coach, pleased his players finally found the answers the Premiers had been searching for.
I think the last few weeks have been trying so hard, but it's sort of been misplaced energy. It hasn't been really connected. And I think we've been just forcing it too much to try and get that win, where tonight we just wanted to put in a really good performance and let the rest take care of itself and just get that feeling back of what it feels like to be a Panther and the way we want to play.
Mitch Kenny has been hit with a 2-match ban for a hip drop tackle on Nat Butcher that went unpunished on field.
It's pretty disappointing. There's no confusion there. Not to even have a discussion and a guy to do an MCL and finish for the game, it's pretty clear.
Trent Robinson taking aim at match officials post-game, outlining turning points including Dylan Edwards' collision with James Tedesco, which did not result in a sin binning or a penalty try.
I thought they were poor calls. Their decisions are really, really clear and they're big plays. We missed our moments and so did they.
Reece Walsh battled through Brisbane's 20-18 Golden Point loss to the Warriors, but the Broncos fullback could be sidelined for up to 6 weeks with a knee injury, putting the Maroons' incumbent number 1 in serious doubt for Origin 1. Matt Cannellan, NBN News.
If there was any doubt the Eels are front-runners to sign Lachlan Galvin, Jason Riles put that to bed, declaring they will chase the disgruntled Tiger come November 1. Riles praising the young playmaker as the Tigers do their best to move on from the whole ordeal.
At the tail end of the toughest week of his coaching career,
it's been I would say, different week. A lot of things have happened.
Benji Marshall is desperate to distance the Tigers from the Lachlan Galvin saga.
Whatever happens externally you can't control. So I'm proud of the group the way I've handled this week, but we've got a game to play.
The favourites to sign the teenager couldn't have been happier to talk.
Well, our 5'8" left, so we're in the market for a 5'8", and Lachie Galvin's an exceptional talent. So when the time's right, we'll be speaking to him.
Eels coach Jason Riles making his affection for the playmaker crystal clear. Galvin grew up supporting the club and played some junior footy there.
That does help. He certainly seems to be a bit of a connection there. It's what's best for Lachlan and his family, and hopefully that will be one of those clubs that come 227 that he considers.
Front of mind this week, the long-awaited return of halfback Mitchell Moses from a frustrating foot injury.
He's been training with the group for 2 or 3 weeks now and pestering us every day to play. I think everyone's pretty aware of how much he loves his footy, and he's a big contributor to our group.
Riles warning
winning by 8 goals. A dominant third quarter turning the tide for New South Wales, remaining undefeated. A slow start cost the Giants dearly against the Mavericks, going on to lose 71-56. The ladies in orange still searching for their first win of the season. After the break, Piastri pipped for pole. Max Verstappen sets a track record ahead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And City strikes as the Premier League's top 4 race heats up.
Supporting regional communities is a long-standing Qantas commitment. Qantas Regional Grants is back in 2025, and we're offering $2 million to support organisations and projects that provide a direct benefit to our country's regional areas. Could you help write in the future for your community? Don't miss your chance. Applications close on May 10th. Find out more and apply now at qantas.com/regionalgrants.
Carmen, how's our gorgeous granola coming along?
I love it so much.
Carmen's low sugar granola. Gorgeously real ingredients. Gorgeously good for you. That's the Carmen's kind of care.
Your brain is a powerful problem solver. But sometimes there are problems we shouldn't have to solve alone, especially when it comes to navigating mental health. So no matter how small, we're always on call to be your guide when you need it. Talk to a mental health professional with our 24/7 Medibank mental health phone and chat support. Available to our health insurance members at no extra cost. Live better with Medibank.
The all-new Skoda Kodiaq. Big on the little things. Skoda.
Build something epic with one of 12 limited edition toys in the newer Minecraft Movie Happy Meal, only at Macca's.
Starting a business comes with what ifs. Like what if I open a barber but people stop cutting their hair? So set your business up right with ANZ and wonder what's the best that could happen.
The Plush Autumn Sale ends Monday with up to 50% off a huge selection of leather and fabric sofas, recliners and armchairs. Save up to 50% off at the Plush Autumn Sale. Ends Monday.
Think sofas, think Plush.
Retire with 2024's Super Fund of the Year so you can stop working and keep earning. With super advice and super returns, Aware Super helps you find your rhythm of retirement. That's super helpful.
Go Harvey Norman for Easter super deals. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock, cancelled orders and clearance furniture, fabric and leather lounges, dining and outdoor furniture priced to clear. All stock must go. Hurry, don't miss out. Harvey Norman Easter super deals on now.
Discover the jewels of Europe in ultra luxury with Scenic in 2026. 15 days Amsterdam to Budapest from $5,595 per person, saving up to $3,100 per person. Book with your local Scenic experts. Hello World Travel.
Listen up, Australia. This message saves lives. There's the pool. Shut the gate. Teach your kids to swim. Supervise what you make. Learn how do we resuscitate.
I'm Lawrence Antcliffe, your Liberal candidate for Patterson. As part of the Liberal team, I'll fight to rebuild the economy, get inflation under control and make housing more affordable. Patterson needs a strong voice and with your support, I'll deliver for you.
Authorised by C Australian Liberal Sydney.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Shop in store and online. Best brands, best range, best prices. Guaranteed.
Brumbies winger Corey Toole has taken putting your body on the line to a whole new level in a 24-0 win over Moana Pacifica. Toole frantically chasing after a kick to score the Brumbies' first try, but couldn't stop himself after he put the ball down, crashing into the crowd and through the security barriers. Thankfully, no one was injured. Oscar Piastri has been pipped for pole by Max Verstappen, who set a new track record ahead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The Australian qualifying second fastest after winning in Bahrain last weekend. His McLaren teammate and championship leader Lando Norris will start from 10th after crashing during the top 10 shootout. How's this for a debut? At just 14, Vaibhav Suryavanshi has become the youngest cricketer to ever play in the IPL. Opening the batting for the Rajasthan Royals, the teenager belted a 6 off his first ball and finished with 34 runs in a tight loss to the Lucknow Supergiants. Manchester City has secured another crucial 3 points as they fight to secure a place in the Champions League next season. The reigning Premier League champions beating Everton 2-0, moving into 4th. Aston Villa thrashing Newcastle 4-1 to jump to 6th on the ladder. The Jets men's season is officially over after squandering a 2-0 lead against Sydney FC this afternoon. Heading into the game with a slim chance of making the finals, the visitors needed to take all 3 points to remain in the hunt. Arriving in Sydney with their season on the line, Newcastle went straight to work.
Timmins is feeding Rose, and Newcastle have
the shot away from Tiana Fuller.
A brain fade at the back handed the visitors a late winner.
Panic, can she finish? Yes, she can! Jane Panic!
Finishing 4th, the Mariners will now host Canberra United in an elimination final next Sunday. The Mariners men played out a tight first half against Macarthur this afternoon. Skipper Trent Sainsbury opened the scoring on the Central Coast. The lead only lasted 7 minutes, with Kevin Bully levelling for the visitors. Arthur DeLima hit home the 3rd goal of the half to give his side the lead at the break.
It's a good ball as well, back across the face from Harrington, still alive. The follow-up and blasted home. Arthur DeLima.
A short time ago, the score was 2-2 late in the second half. Scone's Nick White played a starring role in what was the game of the Super Rugby season so far. Hosting the Hurricanes overnight, White linked up with Bailey Kunzel for the Western Forces opening try. The Wallaby continued to shine in the West, putting Mac Greeley over in the corner for their second. After 80 minutes, the sides were locked at 17-all, sending the game to super point. The extra 10 minutes still couldn't separate the two teams, who were forced to settle for a draw. Newcastle's Nathan Power has led the Australian Sharks to an emphatic victory in Game 2 of their 3-game water polo series against New Zealand overnight. The Aussie captain found the back of the net in the 24-9 bloodbath. The win in WA wraps up the competition and secures Australia's place in the World Aquatic Championships in Singapore later this year. And there was plenty of action at the Kurri Kurri Speedway over the weekend, with the country's best juniors battling it out in the Australian Dirt Track Championships. 96 riders competed for 10 titles over the 2 days. Kurri Kurri's Caden Lantry and Ruby James starred on their home track, taking out a title each. Jane, that wraps up a very busy Easter Sunday for sport.
It sure does, and a perfect day for it all too.
It was.
Thank you, Jack. A sensational day weather-wise. Does it get any better than that? Lauren Kempe joins us with your local weather details, including our 7-day outlook, right after the break.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance ends Monday with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. Ends Monday at Nick Scali.
Hungry Jack's Cafe is going fancy. New eggs Benny Turkish brekkie roll, freshly cracked egg, cheese, premium ham and rich hollandaise sauce. Indubitably, only at Hungry Jack's.
Rocky loves ice cream, almost as much as Rocky's owner loves saving. With his Westpac home loan package, he saved over $5,000 in interest in the first year alone. Rocky's owner is thinking that could come in handy. Rocky's thinking that could buy a lot of ice cream. Westpac home loan packages. Sweet savings.
Moccona, for lovers of coffee.
Take charge of autumn with Stihl. Get 10% off selected Pro battery tools. Save up to $100. And purchase 2 Pro batteries, get a third free. That's $5.99 Pro value. Only from Stihl dealers and Stihl shop online today.
What could your next 14-day holiday look like with Trip-A-Deal?
Experience Sri Lanka and all-inclusive Maldives from $3,999 per person, including flights. Save up to $4,800 and explore Sri Lanka on a small group tour. Then relax at the all-inclusive Renali Maldives Resort. Plus, earn and use Qantas points on every booking. For bucket list experiences at unbelievable prices, search Tripadeal now.
Bedshed's 20 to 50% off bedroom sale is now on. Perfect time to create your dream bedroom for less. Plus, all long weekend, take an extra 10% off. Bedshed. No one's better in the bedroom.
Aids of Lochinvar stock a large range of Yeti products, from coffee mugs, beer coasters, and also the new Yeti luggage range. Aids of Lochinvar have got it all. Yeti at Aids of Lochinvar.
Tour differently with Trafalgar because it's the little things that make a big difference. Save up to 15% off September tours. Plus, book with Hello World Travel and save a bonus $150 per person. Hello World Travel, your local Trafalgar experts.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
It was more than just chocolate eggs on offer this morning. Postcard conditions delivered to northern New South Wales for a near-perfect start to Easter Sunday. Sadly, though, the sunshine won't last forever. We have rain heading our way, and Hobart maxing out in the low to mid-20s. Blue skies across the Hunter today, topping out at 30 degrees in Maitland and 29 degrees at Nobby's Head. Only light, predominantly northerly winds for most of the day tomorrow, ahead of a late southerly change, with at times heavy showers possible. The potential for isolated thunderstorms as well around mid-afternoon. More cloud overhead along the coast, a high chance of at least some rain, but still relatively warm daytime temperatures topping in the mid to high 20s. And we are in for a cooler start inland, much cooler at elevated levels like the Barrington Tops. Certainly a taste of what's to come in the next few months. Taking a look at coastal conditions, we have 1.5 metre seas with a 1 metre swell. A morning low tide just before 9 a.m. before the high right on 3 in the afternoon. Sun to rise at 6:17 and setting at 25 past 5. Plenty of cloud overhead in Newcastle tomorrow, with rain arriving in the early evening. Moderate to heavy falls to see us through to Thursday, although it is looking for a mostly fine Anzac Day at this stage, with a top of 26 degrees on Friday. A chilly start in Scone before reaching a top of 26 tomorrow. Light to moderate showers arriving midweek, with the chance of storms. Much cooler temperatures this time next weekend as we dip back down into the low 20s. And decent rain is also forecast for Gosford and surrounds on Tuesday and Wednesday, easing though on Friday ahead of the next cool change. And checking out the surf across some of our local beaches today, there were plenty of blue skies overhead and some nice clean small sets rolling into Merewether Beach. Conditions certainly easing significantly after the last couple of days of fairly hazardous conditions right along the east coast of Australia. These conditions should remain with us for at least the next few days, although, Jane, there will be a little bit more rain overhead.
OK, Lauren, thank you. And that is NBN News for this Sunday. The late news is at 10:25. Thanks for your company from all of the team here. Have a very happy and safe Easter. Good night.